Alright, boys and girls, hello and welcome to the second weekly upload update video. I, of course, am Obi, aka Thr33X, and I kind of skipped out on the one that I was supposed to do last week because I kind of got lazy. So I've already failed in making this an actual weekly upload update, but we're going to change that. We're also going to do things a little differently going forward. Instead of just showing off which cause I'm going to be uploading, I'm actually going to show off which cause I have actually made or are close to being done, just so you have an idea of what it is that I'm working on in the future. So we're going to start things off here with a couple of cores that have not yet been uploaded, and you will see exactly what it is that I'm working on here. The first one we're going to take a look at is Alexia Leone. Now, some of you out there who have followed me for a very long time probably remember that name as being the other half of the tag team known as Class Act or Candy Star. Well, she's kinda changed a little bit in style here, and needless to say, she is no longer in a friendly capacity with the current Pro Champion Kamiko. She's gone full heel, and basically she is going to be a central part to a different kind of storyline I'm going to be working on with the Diamond Division. And as far as her look goes, I went for a very clean kind of streamlined look. She's very much a fighter type character. She uses a lot of martial arts, MMA type moves, and basically she's what I would call a boss level character, that being one that I intentionally make with a very powerful moveset and superior stats as far as reversals and damage recovery, stamina recovery, basically so that if I actually do use her in simulated matches like AI versus AI, she will be very, very difficult to defeat. And this is her street attire. Like I said, it's also really clean, kind of like a badass assassin type deal, which is exactly the type of character she is going to be for the most part. But there's a lot of underlying story-based stuff going on with her that I will not let you know now, because that will be spoiling what it is that I'm going to be doing for her in the shows. But yeah, that's one that is for the future down the road, and she will be uploaded at some point. At this point, however, she's still a work in progress. Her primary attire is something that I'm still working on. I'm probably going to change the top a little bit more, and as far as movesets goes, that much is pretty much done, but there's still a little bit more work that needs to be done with her before I release her. So that is one. Next up on the list, we've got Angelus Aurelius, aka the artist formerly known as Orion, aka the former undefeated, undisputed XWA World Heavyweight Champion. And I have completely transformed him into a face character. He's gone full face turn. And I used him in one exhibition match last year, but I kind of slacked off as far as the video production last year, unfortunately, because there was a lot of issues going on with the game. So all that stuff that I had planned on doing before is going to be done this year. Basically, he looks identical to how he was designed in last year's game, with the exception of the face texture, which I found a new face texture to use, and of course the body types, because you cannot do any body morphing anymore and have to use all the preset stuff that they have in the game, which I will go out on a limb here and rant for a second and say fucking sucks. Like, it is a complete mystery to me why it is that they took out the option to actually body morph parts, and now you have a case of cause that look similar to each other as far as their builds go. I mean, there's no kind of texturing that can be done to overlap the fact that body parts look exactly identical, and if I want to have somebody else who has this kind of a build, he's going to have this exact kind of a build with no variation whatsoever in anything. Not the traps, not the shoulders, not the chest, the abs, nothing. It's going to look exactly like this. So his half-brother Legionarius is going to look exactly like this, except with more of a tan and probably some body hair to kind of differentiate, but there's not much I can do there. But getting past that, basically, he's only got one attire at the moment. We'll take a look at his entrance attire, and it's kind of a variation of his Orion days, with the exception of the fact that now, instead of being a god king, he more considers himself to be a warrior, and that is his entire motivation as he tries to find personal redemption from his days of being decadent and arrogant. And I will go on and say that I have a very, very suitable challenger for him in his face run that you will be seeing at a later date in another update for the XWA show. Big plans for him and for his opponent that are going to be focal points as far as storyline elements goes in the XWA Takedown show. And speaking of the World Heavyweight Champion, here he is, Christian Phoenix, reigning XWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Golden Boy, if you will, or to be more specific, as it is very much emblazed on his tights, the Man on Fire, which obviously is a direct reference to Hunger Games and the fact that the person on fire, be it man or woman, is the champion, or the best of the best, so to speak, which is what Christian Phoenix is at this point in time in the XWA. Now, obviously, there's some unfinished business with him storyline-wise, with his former brother-in-arms, Kevin Lassiter. But as far as his look goes, you might actually recognize the face, because that's actually the face that I had used in the previous Core University tutorial. That was going to be Christian Phoenix's face. So now you see the end result here. The attire is pretty much exactly as it was last year, with some exceptions, like I actually added an arm pad on his right arm as opposed to it being bare, kind of because the flame effects on the tattoo on his forearm I don't really like that much, but I don't want to change it because you can't have photorealistic flames as a tattoo, because no artist can ever make that kind of effect as a tattoo artist. So you have to be realistic in not being realistic as far as your tattoo work goes. And let that be a lesson to you people out there, you new core creators who want to try to do new things. Like, sometimes you can't put a photograph on somebody and have that be a tattoo. It just doesn't work, because, you know, even photorealistic tattoos are not photorealistic. But anyway, getting past that, let's take a look at his second attire, which is just basically a color swap. All black everything. Well, not all black everything, but pretty much a variation of attire number 1, which is a variation of his attire from 2K16. Let me have you take a... Whoops, no, we don't do that. Give you a look at his entrance gear. Starting with the overcoat on attire number 1, which is basically the same New Day coat from last year, just with the extra added graphics on it. Looking very, very sleek, and yeah, he's pretty hot, like literally and figuratively. Because I have him as being the heartthrob type character, you know, the ladies' man. He's a hit with the females. And then attire number 2 is more of the walkout shirt, buy the merchandise type deal, where he's got the Phoenix shirt. Can't see the lettering over his hair, but what can you do about that? The Man on Fire skull cap. All of this available now at xwashop.com. Buy the shirt! Buy the shirt! And little Easter egg for you here. Part of the lyrics to his theme song, which is Ontology by a band called the Advaita Concept. And this is part of the chorus to the song, which says, "We have not found the answers, nor were we ever meant to. We are the conflict." I just thought that was a nice little extra touch to put on the back of the shirt that kind of connects the theme to him and his character. And here we have the big dog, as in the real big dog. Roman Reigns, you can suck it. I'm talking, of course, about Rottweiler, aka the enforcer of Tyson Blackheart's villainy faction, which is kind of overstating on the fact that all of them are kind of enforcers. But if I were to pick one of them as being the most powerful as far as brute strength and just sheer unadulterated love for hurting people, I'd say it's a toss-up between Rottweiler and Adrian Aries. Aries is more of the sadistic type of violent, where he enjoys doing it. Rottweiler, on the other hand, is a hired gun. You pay him enough and he will break every bone in somebody's body, and it just so happens that Tyson Blackheart pays very well, so yeah. He's having the time of his life. He gets to hurt people and makes a lot of bank doing it. So, again, not much variation from how it is that I had designed him from last year as far as the trunks goes. He's got that MMA / valet tudo, excuse me, type of look to him. Brock Lesnar-ish design. Nothing frilly here. No nonsense. Got the tattoos going. Give you a look at his walkout shirt, which is another graphic that I had whipped up. I'm actually planning on using this graphic here in his second attire, which will probably be more like a Craig Marduk-esque attire with the long trunks, like actual trunks, not shorts, and maybe have him look completely valet tudo, like no boots, just knee pads, just a little extra added flair. Or maybe I'll just use it in a singlet or something like that. I'm not sure, but I do know that this graphic is going to be the basis of that attire's design. And it should be no surprise that the Cerberus is the basis of all of his logos. Because, you know, Cerberus is a big dog. Arguably the biggest dog in known mythological or actual history. So yeah, why not? Next on the list is Well, the name kind of speaks for itself right there. The one, the only, Cyrus, the entertainer, who is without question one of my favorite cars, not just to create, but also to play as, because he's like the amalgamation of every cocky black dude athlete character that has ever existed in the world. Like Ali, Apollo Creed, The Rock, like all of them. If you roll them up into one character, that would be Cyrus. That's also basically a play on the showman style of wrestling, which he exemplifies a lot, like a whole lot. Everything about him is just flashy and over the top, and that's exactly what his MO is. That's his style right there. Now, I will go and say that I love the fact that the metallic effect that they put in this year's game actually has a metallic effect, because it makes a lot of textures on a lot of parts pop out. You kind of saw that a little bit back when I showed Angelus, and it's here too. Like, he's got gold trim on a lot of his gear. The boots, the knee pads, also the MVP style athletic top there, which obviously MVP is a base of his overall design as well. He kind of also fits into that cocky athletic type archetype. He's got a brand new face texture as well here, which I'm going to slap on the side there. That is based off of a gentleman by the name of Michael Shannon Jenkins, who, if you have watched Undisputed 3, played the character Jericho Turbo Jones. Now, I was actually going to make a character that was based off of Jericho Turbo Jones, but seeing as my brother has a character named Jason Jones, that was going to be a little too similar. So I figured I'd just use his face and give Cyrus that pretty boy look. Because, I mean, no homo, but he's a pretty good looking dude. So yeah, we went with that. Now, as far as the alternate attire, again, it's another palette swap, but it also very much utilizes the metallic effects again, especially on the gloves. I love the gloves. Like, there is no logo work on the gloves, but the very fact that it's gold trim athletic gloves is just like, wow, this guy has got something special. He's full of it. I think I might actually go back in and put some stars on the palms of his gloves, you know, like the way AJ Styles has his logo on the palms of his gloves. And like nowadays, you have football teams who have gloves that have their team logos on the palms as well. Kind of like a nice way to show things off. I might do that with this, just because, you know, he's just that type of guy. He's flashy and flamboyant, and all that showmanship and showiness and cockiness is just, that's what he's all about. So why not? Another thing I actually probably might throw on, I had planned on doing, was putting the Queen's Wrath logo on his attire, which I will also have on the screen there. It's an insignia that represents a faction in the game Destiny, which I also play a lot in addition to this, just kind of like a nod to that game, kind of like saying that he's a Destiny player. If Cyrus actually did play Destiny, he would probably be a hunter, and he'd probably be rocking the Queen's Guard armor, because it's all purple and gold trim, and it's just blinged out. And, you know, that's how he does. That's how he rolls. And this right here is one half of the current XWA Tag Team Champions. This, of course, is Tane Tua, who is one of a couple of cores that are going to get a very, very dramatic design change, which had to be done. Like a lot of them last year, I used different face textures for. I wanted to just go ahead and use photorealistic face textures for all of my characters to make them look more uniform to each other. And also you can see that compared to last year, he has gone full Troy Polamalu with the black curl mop hairstyle that just screams badass fucking Samoan. Don't fuck with me or I'll break your face. Yeah, new tattoos. I had to find brand new tattoos. These are all Maori styled tattoos that I found on the internet because, of course, they removed all of the pre-made tattoos from the game, like the Usos and The Rock and CM Punk, Undertaker, Randy Orton, all those sleeves that made it relatively easy to make sleeve tattoos. You can't use them anymore, so you have to make them your damn self. So that's exactly what I did there. And the chest tattoo, new stuff. Brand new back tattoo that I added on just as a little added addition to him, like showing off that things are different from last year to this year, which also was made prominent into his individualized logo for his primary attire. You also see it on the hand wraps as well as the back of the kick pads. And Savage, because that's just what he is. I wanted to put that on his stomach there as well, but there was another core that I had saw that did that very same thing and also has this very same hairstyle. I didn't want it to look too similar to that. And yeah. Besides of which, Tua isn't so much a savage type of Samoan as he is just like really, he's got a lot of swagger to him, but he's savage because he's just freaking savage in the brain. That's just how he does. And then attire number 2, as will be the case with all his fellow brothers in arms, will be the full Katana regalia with the Katana logo, which is actually another logo. I forgot where it came from, but yeah, it's Katana's logo because that's what I've been using. So yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Same thing, just basically swapped out all the other logos with the Katana logo. Official team gear, so to speak, which includes the entrance shirts that I will show here. There it is. And the primary shirt is pretty much the same thing except with the back tattoo logo and the Savage text. So yeah, I'm gonna start working on the rest of Katana as soon as I'm done this video and get them all ready for the next upload update of cores, which hopefully by the time this next week's update comes, I'll be silver tier and be able to upload 10 cores instead of just 5. I'm only 340 something downloads away. I think we might be able to make that happen this week. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Am I right? Hashtag get 3X to Diamond. Make it viral. Let's do it. Next on the list is not actually a canon XWA/3X core, but someone that I've been making the past couple of years anyway, just because she's cool and she likes when I do it because it makes her into more of a badass than she already is. And that, of course, is Miss Tara Babcock in virtual wrestler type reality form. I had made a version of her in Saints Row 4 that was actually pretty close, and decided to do the same thing in WWE 2K15, then did it again in 2K16, and now here it is in 2K17. And I have to say, with the improvements that they made to the face morphing and face editing, it was a lot easier to do this time than it was last year, because there are some certain parts of her face that are near impossible to actually recreate. And I will put a superimposed close-up of her face on the side there so you can see exactly how close it is. I got to the genuine article here, and she actually gave me feedback because she watched as I actually made this call on stream, which was kind of cool. So that makes it even more spot on, because I'm actually getting feedback from the source material here from the source person who the call is actually based on. Even got the hair dye down there because she did that a couple of months ago and it stuck. I don't know when she's going to change her hair back to all natural blonde. That'll probably be a while, but it works. It's cool. It looks good. And if she changes it to another color, then I'll change it to another color as well. The best part here, though, my favorite part actually, is the logo, because this is actually one of the logos to her merchandise line, scrimgear.com/Tara Babcock. Look, I'm giving you product placement here in this video. You're welcome. Like, free publicity. Anyway, I pulled the logo and slapped it on as a top because, you know, why should I have to make a logo for her ring gear when I already have a plethora of suitable logos and stuff for her already made. The tights, however, are custom worked. I went with a heart. I've used this texture before on other cars, but I use it on her because it's a heart and it makes sense. I actually wanted to try to throw like a Jolly Roger or Skull and Crossbones in the middle of it, but it doesn't quite work the way I expected. Maybe I might do something like that with the second attire. Yeah. She's a little on the muscular side, yes, because again, you can't do any body morphing, so I had to go with the best possible body build, and all the rest of the presets are either too big or too small, so yeah, there you have it. That's what we gotta go with there. No second attires yet. That's a work in progress, and she will be uploaded in due time. I will also do a separate showcase for this particular car because, like I said, it's something separate from the rest of my creations, kind of like a special edition. And last but certainly not least, the bad guy, the villain, if there ever is one true villain in my show or XWA universe, this is he. And of course, that is Tyson Blackheart, aka the Red Devil. And yeah, I mean, he's got a demon head tattooed on his chest, so obviously this is not a very friendly name. And I, of course, have still very, very big plans for him storyline-wise, and I still love his look. I mean, the tattoos that I found for him just scream exactly the type of personality that he is, which is a very deviously sinister, cold-hearted, ruthless, and general asshole of a human being. The proper word would be deplorable. That's being used a lot. He's like the call version of a Republican. That was not funny, but yeah, I'm going with it anyway. Anyway, the leader of villainy, of course, the twin brother of Carmella Blackheart, the president and CEO of the XWA, who is looking to take over and take control. And we're going to elaborate on all of that stuff in detail when I restart the XWA shows, which is going to happen very soon. As soon as I have enough cars made to be able to run a show, I will be putting out the season premiere. That should be hopefully sometime in the next week or couple of weeks. Hopefully. Don't hold me to that. That's just a ballpark figure. But yeah, he's just got one attire right now. The second attire is probably going to be either a color swap, red with black as opposed to black with red, or I might just throw him in long tights using the same logos. But really simple design, nothing fancy about him except the fact that, you know, he's a really big, strong, and evil guy, and his moveset certainly reflects that. Truth be told, his moveset and a lot of the other movesets of that ilk are kind of derived from the father figure of this contingent, that of course being Riot, who has yet to be made. I got some really good ideas for him. Wait till you see what I got planned for his comeback. Yes, he is coming back. And you probably saw how I had him look like in last year's game. I'm throwing that design out the window. We're going with something completely different now, especially on the fact that you can do more with masks now than you could last year. So you're in for a treat there. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this weekly upload updates as far as who is actually going to be uploaded onto the community creations servers for the next 7 days. I'm going to highlight them right now. It will be Paragon in mass, that being Channelle Valencia here, and then also Isys Diamante, who also has a second attire that I have made. Kind of almost the same as the first one, just with a couple of different variations, because I love the way that she looks. Very, how you say, provocative. Didn't want to add on too much because that takes away from her persona. And the Tiffany Queensbury down here, the Duchess. So they will be uploaded, and I will also throw up Adrian Aries, whose preview video has already been uploaded. And to round out the 5, we'll do Reina. There we go. I haven't uploaded her, so yeah, it's going to be 4 girls and 1 guy. So you'll get Paragon, you'll get Reina, and you'll get Adrian Aries this week for the next 7 days, and then next week there will be 5 new cores uploaded, hopefully 10, because I'm really close to reaching that next tier with you guys' help. So please download this stuff here, help a brother out. And that's going to do it for real this time for this week's weekly upload update. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, then please hit the like button and leave some comments down below. Let me know which ones you like and which ones you might actually want to have me upload next week, because I will take requests if there's enough of them. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, because I will be doing these uploads. I'll be doing preview videos. I do core tutorials for creations. And of course I do that little XWA show itself that showcases all of these creations. And I think you'll like all of that stuff. So yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. I'll give you a second to do it. Okay, now that you've done it, hope you've actually done it, we will call this one a night. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, see ya!